A common question we get from members of our Bubble App Builder community is how do I protect certain actions or data from my users? And I phrase it deliberately like that because I think it is helpful to separate into those two categories. One is privacy rules. Privacy rules protect what data can be read and discovered by said user. So for example, a really common one would be if I add in a privacy rule here of user, and you can name it however you want. At the moment, it's saying all comments, everything in the database is publicly accessible. Even if you are not printing it on the page, that's not good enough. You need to protect your data with privacy rules. Otherwise, in certain circumstances, with the right skill set and using the dev tools in a browser, a user can view that data. So you need to stop that data leaving the server using privacy rules. And so we can say that where this comment's creator is current user. So only if I have created this comment can I view comments. So that's how you protect data, and you can get much more advanced. You can kind of do org or team level kind of siloing of data. But that's protecting the read access and the discovery of data in the database. If you want to stop users creating things or performing certain actions in your app, you need to use UI for that. And I'm going to show you some examples here. Let's just go ahead, create one, and I'll say restrict demo. Okay, so one way that you can do this is that you can say something like admin. This is just a label, admin only. And on current user, this is an app that I've built plenty of demos with. I reckon there'll be this here. We can have, maybe I don't. Core team. Okay, really, really simple. You could have something which is like is admin, and that's a yes/no field. Okay, so that then means that any users that have got admin, we can disable the button. So we can say, so this is, the button is unclickable. Notice the kind of negative there, how it's reversed. So we'd say current user is admin, is not, but is no. So if the current user is not admin, this button isn't clickable. Okay, simple enough. Now, that is changing the HTML on the page to make the button unclickable. That doesn't, basically you would use the styling to indicate that it isn't clickable, but the fact is with the right dev skills, you can right click on it, bring up the browser, inspect tools, you can just change the HTML and make it clickable. So if you had a workflow on this, to be really careful, you would also add it on here. Now maybe this is the reverse, because you'd actually only want this to run when admin is yes. So you're now stopping the actual workflow from running. So if you only wanted admins to be able to create comments, you would ensure that any buttons or any actions, any workflows that create a comment can only be run when admin is yes. You can also use option sets, are a great way to restrict access to. I probably have an example here. No, that's from an AI. But okay, let me show in this video while I'm going. We will just simply say access, and we'll say standard, and we'll say admin. Okay, and then on user, we can add in our access. Okay, now it's really important when you start writing privacy rules, especially around like a custom option set here, that you are 100% sure that you can't create a user where the value is empty. You're just introducing a real margin for error there. So we'll set a default. We'll say any users that are created from this point onwards are going to have standard. I don't even need to declare that in my sign user up edit fields. It's just standard. I've set it as a default here. And then we can go back and we can simply say here, instead, we can say when current user access is not admin, it is unclickable. Or we could say is standard isn't clickable. Okay, and then we can do the same thing on the workflow. We can say when current user access. No, I'm not using display. I'm not doing a text match. I'm using the power of option sets here to just say when it is admin. And as a quick reminder, the power of option sets is that I can just go ahead and rename this Illustrator. And it's going to work just fine. It's not going to break anything in my workflow. It's just updated because I'm not matching text. I'm using an option set value instead. So TLDR, even though this is at the end, privacy rules are for restricting the reading and searching of content in your database, whereas UI and workflow conditions are restricting actions. Could be creating data in your app. If you've got any questions, you can always reach out to us. And remember, our members have access to hundreds of Bubble tutorial videos and they can query them with AI. I mean, imagine having ChatGPT trained on hundreds and hundreds of videos of Bubble tutorial content. That's what we provide our members. Do go out and check out our website by clicking the link down in the description.